Learning about apex predators is tons of fun. Comparing them to one another makes for an even more exhilarating conversation. But contemplating how they would do in a battle against one another, now that is just a pure rush. Two of the world's deadliest and most well-known predators live in salt waters. It is not that unlikely that in some point in history they have even run into one another. We are talking about the deadly hunter of the seas, the great white shark, and the hunter of the marshes, the great saltwater crocodile. Both of these creatures have an undeniable reputation for seeking out prey fatality. But the great white shark versus saltwater crocodile. Appearance. The great white shark has been ocean-based lore for as long as humanity has known about sharks. Topped with a dorsal fin that sticks out of the water as the shark nears the surface, has become an almost legendary and ominous sight for anyone who lives through the horror of watching it approach. Its pectoral fins are also huge, helping it slice through waters quickly, with speed and directionality aided by its crescent-shaped tail. Earning the name of a white pointer, the torpedo-shaped bodied colonial snouted animal is the planet's largest fish predator, is armed with several rows of sharp serrated teeth that line its powerful jaw. The saltwater crocodile is the largest reptile in the world. The croc's large head sports a snout with dual ridges running all the way to the animal's eyeline. Their scutes, bony plates, cover their scales. By comparison, these are actually somewhat smaller in size than other croc species. The saltwater crocs have a grey, flattened tail, seeded with darker bands, a yellow or white ventral surface, and their topside generally ranges in colours from grey to a dark tan. Great white shark versus saltwater crocodile. Size. A great white shark can grow as long as 4.5 meters, 15 feet in length, and can weigh between 1,500 to 4,000 pounds. However, there are outliers, with certain sharks growing to as much as 6.5 meters, 20 feet in length, and weighing in at a stunning 5,000 pounds. The saltwater crocs have been seen to be as long as 6.5 meters, 23 feet, and weigh in at around 2,200 pounds. However, they generally weigh around 1,000 pounds and measure just around 17 feet in length. Great white shark versus saltwater crocodile. Location. Great whites are spread out vastly on a global scale. They live in the Atlantic, Pacific and Indian Oceans, preferring coastal waters near northern Japan, New Zealand, southern Australia, Chile, northeastern and western US, as well as Africa. They populate those regions because ocean temperatures tend to be cooler away from the equator towards either pole, and that is the preferred living condition for sharks. All of those regions also have a heavy supply of fish and other animals that serve as the grey white's prey. Saltwater crocs typically live near the coasts of southern Asia, eastern India, New Guinea, western Australia, as well as around the Pacific Islands. While their general habitats include mangrove swamps and water marshes, they have been known to roam the open oceans as well. While their name implies that they are saltwater swimmers only, these crocs actually habitat in many freshwater swamps and rivers as well. Great white shark versus saltwater crocodile. Longevity. Both the great white shark and the saltwater crocodile have a long lifespan, as long as they live in their particular habitat. Living in the wild, sharks can live up to around 70 years of age, with the crocs typically living to roughly the same age range, or longer. Great white shark versus saltwater crocodile. Behavior. As warm-blooded fish, sharks can regulate their body heat through muscle contractions. This is the particular adaptive attribute that allows them to swim in particularly chilly waters while being able to conserve heat. The social behavior of a great white is not monolithic. Based on what research and observation have been able to determine, great whites vary in how they live and hunt. Some like to hang out near familiar feeding zones, where they observe an inherent hierarchical order to which sharks get to feed on the prey, while others take the solitary loner approach, roaming free in ocean waters in search of prey. Saltwater crocs are cold-blooded, so they rely on their environment to regulate their body temperatures. This includes cooling off by entering the water or basking in the sun for heat. They are very intelligent, being able to communicate with other crocodiles, chirps, barks and hisses. Their patriarchal order usually revolves around one male because they are fiercely territorial and will defend what they perceive to be their space from other male crocodiles, often through combative confrontation. Great white shark versus saltwater crocodile. Sound. A great white's body has no biological means of producing any type of sound. They do, however, seem to gravitate to sounds they hear. Often, this attraction is not even intended for attacks, as great whites are naturally curious creatures by nature. In fact, it has been noted that navigating towards sounds makes these sharks less aggressive. Their lack of sound production makes them especially stealthy hunters, navigating silently through ocean waters like ghosts, ready to attack unsuspecting prey. Unlike sharks, the saltwater croc is a very vocal creature. Whether it's the growls, hisses, bellows, chirps and barks used for communication, or their low growls used during mating calls, used to attract females who will only mate with male crocs bigger than they are. Crocs make a variety of sounds throughout their existence. They even cough and hiss to warn intruders into what they perceive as their territories. Little hatchlings quack, grunt and growl once they hatch to notify the mother of their birth, and adults respond with grunts to them as well. It has even been noticed by researchers that salties communicate with each other underwater using booming drum-like beats. Great white shark versus saltwater crocodile. Prey. The great whites scour the ocean's surface while swimming underneath it. As stealthy hunters, they use their ghost-like approach from below to strike the prey that cannot always see them from above. Great whites are not overly picky eaters, but their primary source of prey includes seals, sea lions, small whales, dolphins, sea turtles, and occasionally even fellow sharks. Saltwater crocodiles discriminate even less about their food. They recognize that another living being in the area is a source of nutrition, so they will attempt to take down anything from small birds to water buffaloes. Monkeys, wallabies, cattle, and even sharks are all on the menu. Not even humans are safe from crocodile attacks. Often, swimmers will enter croc-infested waters and mistake a surfaced croc for a floating log due to their dark scales camouflaging their appearance. Generally, the attacks are more centered around the defense of the croc's territory than a hunt for a meal, however. Great white shark versus saltwater crocodile. Speed. Great whites can swim to depths of up to 1,200 meters, about 3,900 feet, and can reach freakishly fast speeds of about 35 miles per hour, and they are not even the fastest shark species. Though their speed is impressive, they cannot keep up that speed for long, needing to rest themselves after such an excursion. Therefore, they can only blast through the waters at those maximum speeds in very short bursts. On land, outrunning the slow-moving saltwater croc is not overly challenging, but in the water, even Michael Phelps wouldn't stand a chance of outswimming one. While the crocodile cruises in the water at a steady 2 or 3 miles per hour, when they speed through the water, they can hit the 15-mile-an-hour to 18-mile-an-hour mark. In contrast, Phelps, the fastest human swimmer in the world, can achieve the best speed at about 6 miles an hour. Great white shark versus saltwater crocodile. Attack style. The great white shark is built to hunt. Their underbellies are bright, so anything looking upwards has a hard time distinguishing a shark above them from sunlight. Conversely, the tops of their bodies are a mix of blue and grey, which makes them indistinguishable from the water below. They essentially have an advantage on either end. Add to this their speedy bursts, and it gives them even more hunting prowess. They can not only sneak up on other predators, but they can also chase away their prey. If their own prey makes a speedy getaway, a pursuing great white can force it to swim upward, sometimes forcing it out of the water's surface. That won't save the prey either. The great white is known to leap out of the water to complete their chase. Unlike sharks, saltwater crocodiles do not generally chase prey, but rather lie patiently under the water's surface, waiting for the unsuspecting victims to approach them. When the prey is near and unassuming of danger, the croc launches out of the water suddenly, seizing the prey with its immensely powerful jaws and dragging it under the water. The bite itself may not kill the prey, but it will drown. The croc cannot breathe underwater. It can just hold its breath for an extensive period of time. So when the prey drowns, the croc will drag it out and consume it on land. Great white shark versus saltwater crocodile. Who would win in a fight? There is no doubt that these two apex predators both make formidable opponents. All other things being equal, the real comparison for their confrontation comes down to teeth. Whose are the more superior weapons? The great white has 5 rows lined with roughly 3,000 sharp teeth. The front 2 rows grab the prey and tear it up, while the other 3 are essential spares for when the front 2 rows are worn down. The shark's bite is incredibly strong, equating to about 20 times the strength of a human bite. More exactly, the bite is about 4,000 pounds psi, or 1 ton per square inch. The saltwater crocodile has 15 teeth on each side of the lower jaw, and 18 on each side of the upper one, with a total of 66. While this is nowhere near the number of teeth in a shark's mouth, their strength is more than formidable. With a tooth pressure of about 350,000 pounds per square inch, the hardest bite force of any living animal, not to mention their jaws slam shut with the scary force of 3,700 pounds per square inch. Both hunters rely on stealth to capture prey, except the great white silently pursues prey. The croc attacks unsuspecting visitors. So the battle between the two apex predators may hinge on which sees the other first to deliver the lethal bite of victory, because the croc in its attack, and the croc would prove victorious.
Bringing you more value per minute than any other pets channel out there, or at least trying to. We would appreciate if you at least like or share this video. That would mean the world to us.